Need a question answered? Well, go to my website. The link is in the podcast description, and you'll see how you can ask Yaz a question and get it answered confidentially. So go to the podcast description and look for the link where it talks about how Yaz will answer your question. Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. Tonight I'm going to talk about what women are attracted to. I have gotten so much feedback from men asking, what do women want? You know, there's a lot of confused guys out there that, they're having a hard time too. A lot of women have become disgusted because of the dating apps and not being able to find somebody and feeling like, all the men out there just want one thing. All they want is sex, okay? And this goes for anybody, all right? Because we're all in the dating pool. We're all dealing with the social media options thing where everybody is jumping around. Not everybody, but a lot of people. But what I want to talk about tonight is, I had a gentleman come to me and he was asking me, he's like, there are good guys out there and we need to see from a woman's perspective, just what do women want? What attracts women? Okay. Now, what I'm going to say, a lot of the things I'm going to say are like common sense type of things, but common sense is lacking for a lot of people today. And there's a lot of confusion. The more options you have, the more choice selections you give someone, the more you create confusion in their brain. It's not clear. It's not black and white. This is what you do. Or, it's like when you go to a restaurant and there's so many options on the menu and you sit there not knowing which one to pick because it's confusion rather than if you just had, let's say, 3 or 4 selections to pick from. It's much easier. The brain doesn't get overloaded, okay? So a lot of times we overthink things. But I'm going to give you a woman's perspective on what a lot of the women are dealing with. And, maybe it will help a lot of people out there. There's a lot of women, and especially, the seasoned ones that have been out there that are disgusted. They're just disgusted. I've spoken to a lot of women and they're like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this dating scene. I'm just going to work on myself. It's just not happening. It's the same old games. Okay. Now, yeah, there's a lot of games out there. Why? Because there's a lot of confused people out there. Why? Because there's a lot of hurt people out there. There's a lot of people out there that have been burnt by other people that are burnt. Okay? What do I always say? Hurt people hurt other people. This happens all the time. It's like, I'm going to use the example. It's like when a guy, his girlfriend or his wife cheats on him, a lot of men, not everybody, but a lot of them say, you know what? I'm just going to be a player. I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to screw everybody over. The hell with it. I was a good guy to this person, this woman, and she just screwed me over. So now I'm just going to go have fun. See, now this is a problem that goes on in society. And it could go the other way too, or partner to partner. Somebody's in a relationship. They put their all into it. They put their heart into it. And the other person screws them over. All right. The other person wasn't all in, or the other person played games with them, or the other person cheated on them. And now this person is scarred. And the problem is people take that hurt feeling and they bring it into a new relationship, or they're overly guarded, okay? And they don't give somebody a chance. And this is what happens a lot. So there's a lot of women out there that are just plain disgusted. And, that's why a lot of the guys have said, I've tried to meet up with these women, but they just won't meet up with me. All they want are text buddies. Or, they just fall off and stop texting, or you can't make plans with them. See, now, you know what the problem is? When you're dealing with somebody like that, that is somebody who is either a flake or it's somebody who's been hurt before and is not taking you seriously. And they figure, you're just another one. You're just another one I can't take seriously. So from a woman's perspective, if she's out there in the dating world and she comes across a man who is, she meets him, he seems nice and everything, and then he doesn't show her consistency and he just kind of falls off and comes back. That, for a woman that's been around, that knows the game, a woman like that is not going to deal with you. A woman like that is not going to take you seriously. And, it's really sad because there's a lot of guys out there that don't realize this. What they'll do is they'll talk to somebody. They may like the person, but because they're jumping around, they're sending a signal to that person that, they're not that into them. Okay? And even though you may like that person, it's the signal that you give off, you guys. Like, in other words, when you're talking to a woman and you're trying to get to know her and everything, you need to be clear. The more clear you are, the better your relationship could be with that person. See, the problem is there's a lot of guys that when they first start talking to a woman, they come on strong and they feed that woman a lot of bullshit, okay? And you have women that believe it, that go along for the ride, and maybe they're dealing with a player and then they get ghosted or they end up getting dumped, a few weeks down the line. And then you have other women who know the game, that when somebody love bombs them in the beginning and everything, they'll just say, I'm not going to deal with you because you know what? You're full of crap, because nobody loves somebody in the first week. So, somebody that's really sharp and knows the game and has been around and has seen it before are going to pick up on these things, you guys. They're going to know game. So, the whole thing is, the clearer you are with someone, the better it is. And even if you're a guy that doesn't want a relationship, even if you're a guy that wants to date, if you're dealing with a girl and, you like her, but you don't know, you still want to date other people and you're entitled to. The thing is, the more honest you are with her, the more you're going to keep her around. The more she's going to have respect for you, that you're keeping it on the up and up. And this is what a lot of people don't do. A lot of people are not 100% honest. I'll give you an example. I have a guy friend who lives in the Midwest. He is a big time player. I mean, big time player. This guy, he's got like 1 million kids. He's got tons of women all over the country, every single place. All right. And when he deals with women that are long distance or that he talks to, he doesn't lead them on and say, baby, you're the only one for me. He says, you know what? I keep it 100 with them. I tell them, listen, if we're going to be in a relationship, we're going to be in an open relationship, okay? Because I'm a very, flirtatious type of guy and everything, and I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to commit to you and tell you, you're the only one, he goes. And he says that's the problem with a lot of these younger guys. They do that, and then the woman just falls off or there's problems later on. So there's a lot of women that will put up with that and do respect the fact that he's being honest with her. And there's some women that, are a little bit more, strict with their boundaries and will fall off. And that's just the risk that you take, and you're not on the same page. I had another friend of mine. the same kind of thing. He was seeing 3 different women, all right? He told each one of these women that he's not looking for a relationship, that, he's just seeing what's going to happen and he's taking it slow. And each one of them was okay with it. And he said to me, I said, you know what? You're being 100% honest. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing. It's when people are deceitful. He said, this way, when I go out in my neighborhood and I'm with one of them, I don't have to worry that I'm going to have a problem because one of the other ones might be in the bar or in the restaurant there. And he said, they're very cool with it because they know what's up. And so the thing is, you guys, whatever way you want to go with it, okay? Whether you're looking to meet somebody, whether you're just looking to date, whether you're just looking to have fun, it's best to be honest with the person, okay? Because another problem too is when you mislead somebody and you tell them, yeah, I'm really into you and you're the only one I'm talking to, what happens is, sometimes you come across women that can be, almost like stalkers. And why do they become like stalkers? Because they were misled, because they were told that, you were all into them and everything like that. That's why they're following you in their car, or they're trying to see where you're at. Yes, there is women out there that, when you play with their heart, you could set them off. So that's why I always tell you guys, be 100% in what you are trying to, where you want to go with things. And that's where communication comes in too. You have to, communicate with people. Now, the thing is what women want. Let's get into this, all right? Now, that all depends on the woman that you pick. Know your target. What type of woman are you picking? Are you picking a younger woman? Are you picking an older woman? Are you picking a divorced woman? Know what type of woman you are going for. So many people, they go out there, like one guy in the group, he put up a post and he said, guys, what's most important to you? Personality or looks? Okay? And I'm saying to myself, he's just thinking of 2 things. Personality and looks. He's not thinking of the subcategories, such as, does that woman have kids? Does that woman want to get married and she's younger and she's looking to get married and have a family? All right? I mean, do you have kids? And do you want a younger person that's never had kids to get involved with somebody like that? Because somebody like that is going to be looking to have a family most of the time. Okay, this is a big issue when you deal with age gaps. When you have older men going with younger women, a large part of the problem is a lot of the older guys have been married, have already had their kids, and they don't want to start over again, with the newborn baby and the diapers and the strollers and going through it all over again. And they get involved with a lot of young women, and they have to deal with, these women, it could be a deal breaker. And another thing too is a lot of these older men get involved with younger women that don't know what it is to have children. And now they have to be a stepmother to their kids. And a lot of these young women don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with stepkids. They don't want to deal with issues with the ex-wife, okay? And especially if there's drama there. So when we say, what attracts, what is it that, women you want to find, you have to know what type of woman you are shooting for, okay? We need to know what type of woman you are shooting for. Now, when we talk about what women are attracted to, I'm going to give you some specifics, okay, and different scenarios. Now, I'm going to keep it raw, uncut, and I'm going to say it like it is, all right? There's going to be women out there that are attracted to guys that are financially stable. It's just a fact, and a lot of men know it, okay? That's why a lot of younger women go out with older men, because they're looking for that financial security. They're looking for somebody that they could settle down and they don't have to go from the ground up, so to speak. All right? Not everybody, but there are some out there. Okay? So what you need to do, you need to find out what type of woman you have there. What type of woman, you're attracted to. What is she looking for? Is she looking for financial stability? Or is she just looking for a nice guy? All right? Like, I'll give you an example. My best friend just got married this weekend, okay? She went with an older man who was, established, and that is what she was looking for. She didn't care about the looks thing. She didn't care about other things about him, okay? She looked for other qualities in that man, okay? And a lot of people say, oh, she's a gold digger. She's a gold digger. No, she's not a gold digger because she really does care for the guy, okay? But she wanted somebody that was, financially secure, because she is financially secure. He had his own home. She has her own home, okay? So she wanted somebody that was, on the same financial bracket that she was, that she didn't have to feel like she was struggling or anything like that, okay? Now you have women. What are women attracted to? You have another type of woman that is attracted to someone purely on looks. That is the woman that is just looking at a guy for how many muscles he has, how many tattoos he has, whether she's really feeling that beard thing, or whether she's into a bald-headed type of guy, or how tall he is. There's a lot of women that height is always an issue, okay? But when you deal with a woman that is only interested in looks, that is a woman that, she doesn't really know what she should be looking for, okay? Then that is somebody who is a little bit naive. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting somebody you're attracted to, okay? Like, everybody wants to feel an attraction, and you should feel an attraction, okay? Because I know the other extreme. I have two friends that got married to guys that they thought were nice guys. They weren't 100% attracted to them. The chemistry wasn't over the top. They got married to them, and they got bored, and they ended up divorcing them. They didn't have any kind of really bad relationship, but that spark just wasn't there, okay? They were bored in their marriages, and they ended up getting divorced, okay? They just married them because it was a situation where, they got married young, they really didn't know, and later on they realized, you know what, this person is not doing it for me, okay? So, you have one extreme to the next. You have the extreme where you have somebody that is just looks based and everything is about the looks. And then you have people that say, okay, you know what? I'm not going to look at the looks. I'm going to look at other things in that person. And because they don't have enough of a physical chemistry with that person, later on, there could be a problem as well. Okay? So I wanted to bring that up when we're talking about, what type of things women look for. One thing that is a lot of women look for, they want somebody with good personal hygiene, okay? That's probably one of the most important things, you guys, is good hygiene, just taking care of yourself. A lot of women want guys, that shower, shave, take care of themselves, clean fingernails, take care of their bodies, eat well, that kind of thing. That's very important. When it comes to the cologne thing, there's nothing wrong with having a nice cologne as long as you don't overkill it, all right? You don't want to put on that cologne and kill somebody when they're in the car with you. Another thing that women are attracted to, okay, is a lot of women want to feel like you are focused on them. In other words, there's a lot of women that if you start talking to them, and let's say you're big on social media and you're always on social media and you're always talking to a lot of women, or you're flirtatious or anything like that, that is going to turn off a lot of women, okay? If you're looking to get to know somebody and they're on your social media, or they have access to your social media, and they see like you're flirting all over the place, they're not going to take you seriously. They're going to say, oh, this guy, he likes to play around, he's not somebody I could take seriously. And that might be a woman that you like, but she might be getting the wrong signal from you. She might be saying to herself, he's not boyfriend material, he's got too many girls that he's friends with and everything like that. See, this is a thing that a lot of people don't realize. You have to be very aware of the signal you give off to somebody else, because you may be giving off the wrong signal. Okay? Like, I'll give you an example. Like on my social media, especially Facebook, because, Facebook, I'm very big on Facebook. That's where I got started on Facebook with all the groups. And that's where a lot of the people that I know that follow me are on Facebook. Okay? When I had people that contacted me on Facebook, they had the wrong impression, okay? Because they figured, because I had so many men on my Facebook, they figured, I was this player and I'm going out with all these different guys and blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to these other people. And then when I got to know them, I said, listen, I don't have time to be on Facebook Messenger talking to other people. I don't even go on there, okay? So then they were like, oh, I'm really surprised because I see all these people on your page. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, people, they could get the wrong impression of you through your social media. So you have to be really careful of the kind of things you post on your social media. In other words, if you're a type of guy and you're posting all these pictures with your shirt off, or you're in a bar and you're surrounded by all these different females and you're posting all these pictures, you could be turning off that girl if she's on your social media. She might be saying to herself, I'm not dealing with this, okay? And it's vice versa. It goes the other way too. It's the same thing if a guy, sees that with a woman he's trying to get to know. If he sees that she's posting pictures with a bunch of guys and she's out partying every night, he's going to look at her and he's going to say, you know what? That's not somebody I want to get serious with. That's a party girl, okay? So that's even though you may not be, that's the impression that you could be giving off to somebody. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When people are attracted to you, they're going to be looking at everything about you. They're going to be looking about how you look. They're going to be looking at your behavior. They're going to be looking how consistent you are with them. They're going to be looking to see if you get on the phone, okay? That's another clue too. Like, I've had men come to me and say, a lot of times these women don't get on the phone. Well, if they're not getting on the phone, then they're not serious about you, okay? Or they have their old man next to them. They could be in a relationship, because you got a lot of shady women doing that too, all right? So you have to be aware of that. It goes both ways, you guys. When you see certain characteristics that just don't add up, you need to use your common sense on it, okay? Now, another thing that women, are attracted to, a lot of women like when somebody, they make plans and they're organized, okay? Like, nobody wants to deal with a flake. Nobody wants to deal with a guy that sits there and tells them, yeah, no, we're going to go out next weekend. Yeah, no, definitely, we're going to go out next weekend. And then they don't hear anything about, the guy doesn't bring it up all week. So now that girl, and believe me when I tell you, because a lot of women, they listen when you guys talk, all right? Because a lot of women want to know if you like them, so they're going to listen to see if you bring it up. A lot of women fall back and they wait for you to take the lead. So, you have to know, number one, what type of chick you're dealing with, all right? If you're dealing with a type of old school type of chick, you have to take the lead. If you make plans with somebody, you have to follow through. And you don't wait till the last minute, because a lot of people will blow you off. That happens too. A lot of people, they get ghosted because they feel like, they're being jerked around. And when people feel like that, they're not going to take you seriously. So when you deal with somebody, you guys, you got to look at it like you're dealing with your boss. Not your boss, but, a good friend that if you say you're going to do something, you're going to do it. You don't tell your boss you're going to be there at 6:00 and then you don't show up, or you cancel last minute. Because if you keep doing that, that person is going to get turned off. All right? So, you have to be a person of your word and be somebody that's dependable. A lot of women, the problem that they're having today is they're dealing with a lot of these guys that come out with a lot of nonsense. And they love bomb them and they tell them everything they want to know. And then when it doesn't happen and the guy flakes out, okay, or the guy wasn't sincere, the next time she gets involved with somebody, she's either A, going to have her guard up, or B, she's going to take out her, her frustration from the last one on you. All right? So that's why I tell you, be direct. Let the person know what's up. All right? Now, if you do that and that person still like ghosts you, or doesn't get back to you, or they cancel the plans on you, then you know that you can't take that person seriously, that person is playing games on you, all right? So, don't take it the wrong way, because you don't know what that person's been through or what they're dealing with. And, you just need to know that this person is not giving you the respect you're giving them. And that's when you need to fall back and not put your eggs all into that basket. Okay? Now, another thing that women are attracted to, they're attracted to somebody who is not judgmental, who is fun. Okay? I'm not saying you got to walk in there and be the life of the party. Just be yourself. Be a nice person. Okay? And when you deal with somebody that you like, you could show some interest, but don't go over the top in the beginning. Because in the beginning, it's almost like an interview. You're interviewing this person to see if they're right for you. Don't be overly eager, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, and that goes for anybody. It could be the other way around or partner to partner. When you come off too eager, that person is going to be a little bit skeptical. I can't even talk, sorry. Because they're going to say to themselves, why is this person, overly eager? What is it about them? Why are they overly eager? Maybe they want to get sex from me. Maybe there's something wrong with them. Okay. So that's why, just be genuine, just be nice, okay? Without going over the top, and take it slow. Take it slow. What you want to do is you want to build trust. How do you build trust? By being dependable. By when you say you're going to call, you call. When you say, you're going to go out, you go out. You aren't a flake, okay? Now, another thing I want to bring up is this. Real knows real, okay? Now, if you try to, play all these mind games or anything like that, if you're dealing with a real person and you start playing mind games on them, they're just going to disregard you, okay? So that's why I tell you, when you get to know somebody, just look at it like you're making a friend, how you would talk to somebody that you are becoming friends with. When you show the right people the right respect, you will get the respect back. And if you don't, If you don't, then you're dealing with a lemon and you don't deal with that type of person. I tell the women that all the time, okay? If you find that you're dealing with somebody and you like this person, but they're not showing you enough interest, or they flake out on you or whatever, okay, then you don't give that person your time. You put them on the side and you don't give that person your time, because you never chase anybody. You just show somebody respect, and if they like you, they will show you the interest back. If they don't, then you move on to somebody that does show you the interest, okay? Now, another thing that women are attracted to, okay? A lot of women, not everybody, but a lot of women are attracted to a guy that has an edge. What is an edge, okay? Or a guy that has swag. What does that mean exactly? That means that he's a guy that can hold his own. What does that mean? That means that he is a guy that, doesn't take any nonsense, but has a heart, okay? A lot of women, now that's why a lot of women get screwed up, is because a lot of women go for, quote unquote, the bad boys, thinking that they're going to change a bad boy, okay? A lot of women go for the bad boys because they want to feel that security and that safeness with knowing that they're with this badass type of dude that's going to protect them, that nobody's going to mess with them, all right? That's where a lot of women are attracted to that type of guy, because a lot of these women are looking for that kind of, safe net type of thing. But what they don't realize is these bad boys also bring big problems, all right? So it's not necessarily being a bad boy or being a guy that lives on the edge. It's about being a guy that stands up for his woman, all right, but is also kind and soft to his woman, okay? A lot of women are attracted to that. I'm going to tell you from a woman's perspective. A lot of women, they like the nice guy and everything like that, but they feel like a lot of times the nice guy won't really stick up for them, as much as, let's say, the bad boy type of guy would be more of a protector for them. All right. That's not to say a nice guy wouldn't protect a woman. Of course he would. But in a lot of women's minds, they feel like, they go from one extreme to the next without giving a nice guy a chance. So, that's why I always tell you guys, you got to get to know somebody. And I tell the women this all the time. Don't judge a book by its cover. You have to see what that person's character is. So when that person put that post up in the group and said, guys, what do you go for? You go for personality or looks. I was like, what about somebody's character? What about somebody that you could call up at 3:00 in the morning and they have your back? What about somebody that when you're trying to make plans, they're willing to work with you and be kind about it and say, you know what, I'll compromise. You really want to go to that place? I'll go to that place too. And this brings me to another thing that attracts women, that women are attracted to. They want a guy that is willing to bend, okay? They want a guy that, if they want to, let's say, go shopping once in a while, he'll say, yeah, I'll come with you. Or, I want to go see that movie. He's willing to do things that maybe, he's not all into, but he'll do it for her, okay? Just like she needs to be willing to do things for him as well. That's why in relationships, it's all about compromise. It's all about sacrifice, and there's a return for your sacrifice. You have somebody who's sacrificing as well for the two of you to be as one. So, you have to look at the person when you're attracted to these women or whatever. You have to say to yourself, is she a selfish person, okay, that I'm attracted to? She might look good, but, is she a very selfish person that wants to be taken out to 5-star restaurants? Or always wants to do what she wants to do, or expects me to do everything for her and treat her like the queen. you got to know the type of person you're dealing with. So keep that in mind as well. So the big thing, you guys, is this. When you want to know what a woman is attracted to, number one, know what type of woman you're dealing with, because different women are attracted to different things. Okay. So, just, be yourself and find somebody that accepts you for who you are. All right. If you're not a tall guy, all right, you don't want to be with somebody that's, that has to be with somebody who's tall. You want to be with somebody who doesn't care what height somebody is. All right. You want somebody that's not judgmental, that accepts you for who you are and appreciates your other qualities that you have. So, you got to keep that in mind. Instead of trying to change yourself, find somebody that accepts you for who you are. That is the key, you guys. And I tell this to the women all the time. You want somebody who accepts you for who you are and who likes you. Not that you have to go to the plastic surgeon and, get triple D boobs and a big ass hanging out because that's the only way, that person's going to accept you. They got to accept you for who you are as a person. And it goes the same way, the other way around too. Now, another thing, if you're dealing with somebody that, if you're a nice guy and they don't appreciate a nice guy, then get rid of them. Get rid of them. Delete, block, all right? Because if somebody can't appreciate that you're a nice guy, then that is somebody that's not mature enough to recognize a good person when they see them. And that should be a huge red flag that this is not somebody that you will be able to work with, okay? You want people that like you, okay? So I'm going to sum this up for you guys. Number one, just be the best version of you. Take care of yourself in every way possible. Be fit, eat right, take care of yourself. If you have certain things that, you need to fix about yourself, let's say you're dependent on drugs or alcohol, you need to clean up your act, all right? Because nobody wants to deal with somebody who has these other things that are going to, hinder a relationship. You just want to go and be the best person that you are. And when you deal with women, if you want a good woman, then just follow through in what you say. Be clear, communicate. Don't leave her in the dark. Women like men that, make it easy for them. And when I say make it easy, they don't have to sit there and wonder what's happening. They don't have to sit there and wonder, where's this going or what are we doing here? All right. A lot of women want to know where they stand. Okay. They want to know how important they are to you. So, a lot of women don't say anything. A lot of them are quiet and will not tell you in the beginning how they feel because they've been hurt before. A lot of them have dealt with these players that have played them and played games with them. So they're very guarded. So, if you go in with one half a foot in, all right, and you're just kind of like wishy-washy, that woman may just disregard you because you're not taking the initiative. Women like men that take initiative. Most women do, okay? The smart ones do. They like somebody that, if they like them, they make it known. They want to follow through. They want to get to know them. They make plans. They get on the phone with them. They're consistent with them. Consistency is a big one, you guys, all right? If you're not consistent with a woman that you're attracted to, a lot of them are not going to take you seriously and they're going to move on to the next, okay? So that's really important. And if you're just somebody that's out to have fun or whatever, you don't make any promises to anybody. You don't have to tell them what you're doing. You just don't make promises. You don't mislead people. You don't tell them, I want a relationship if you don't want a relationship. You just tell them that, right now I'm dating. right now I'm dating. You make it clear, right now I'm dating. And if they say something to you to the effect like, well, are you looking for a relationship? Say, right now I'm dating, okay? And that's it, all right? And I hope that helps you. If it did, please hit the subscribe button and share, and have a great day. Hi, you guys, it's Yaz. I want to tell you about my 2 books that are on Amazon, okay? You can download them free with the trial membership from Kindle. The first book is Regain Your Power. If you're in a relationship and you feel like your partner has all the control in the relationship, maybe you're walking around on eggshells, you're afraid to approach them, it's going to tell you how to regain your power and be happy in the relationship, okay? And what you may be doing wrong, and that's why your partner has all the control in the relationship. The other book is Signs He's Not Into You, He's Wasting Your Time. There's a lot of people that are dating someone or in a relationship with somebody who's not really vested in the relationship. And we often are confused as to whether our partner really likes us or is into us or wants a future with us. And this book is going to give you signs and red flags of whether your partner is into you or he's just basically drifting and wasting your time. So go to Amazon and download the Kindle free trial membership. Doesn't cost you anything. And check it out. It may help you. Okay? And have a great day.